We're live. We're live. Hello, everybody. How are you? It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here from Stock Markets with Bruce, live from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, for about another week and a half, and then we're on the road. Come with us. We'll enjoy a little trip together. Thank you for joining me today. Today's date, Thursday, August the 8th, 2024. 4 days from now, I will celebrate 7 years being a YouTuber. 7 years ago, I created my first YouTube channel, Traveling with Bruce. 2017. What? Unbelievable. Yeah, crazy. I've made a few. Live shows since then and videos. It's been quite the ride. Thank you all for joining me for a good chunk of it, some of you. This channel right here is now 4 years and about 3 months old, 4 years and 3 months old. I started this particular Stock Market with Bruce channel around May of 2020. And all hell broke loose on this channel in January 2021. It was 7-8 months after this channel was started that I started going live on a daily basis to cover what was at that time the most insane period of market activity I had ever witnessed, to help as many people as I could understand the market in plain English, because so many of you and your friends and associates were stuck at home, couldn't even go to work, couldn't go anywhere. In Canada, we were really restricted from getting around, and so a lot of people in North America and Europe were at home on the internet, killing time, working for their employers and trying to figure out what to do with their lives. And here's this balding, ancient face coming on saying, it's okay, it's going to be all right. We're going to get through this. And let me tell you what's going on from where I sit, because I've been doing and watching this crap that you're watching right now since 78, 79. Let me tell you about what happened in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s to get you aware of what's happening today, to give you a handle on kind of where we're going. And for some of you, it worked. Of course, we started talking about writing options on this channel by springtime and summertime of 2021, when I began to produce classes for you folks, because the questions kept coming and coming and coming, the same questions every day. What is an option? How does it work? How do they expire? Who creates them? Why do they go down when markets do this? Why do they go up when markets do that? Why don't they go up as much as stocks go up? And blah, 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 blah. So I started creating classes to give you a place to go to get a handle on just what this market is all about and how interconnected the equity market is, stocks, and the options market for stocks, and how there's this meshing, and there's room in there for average retail investors to take money out of the options market, just like the very wealthiest people in the world always have been doing, and now you can do it too. You don't need to own 25 apartment buildings to become a millionaire. You don't need to be a house renovator, handyman, do-it-yourselfer over 10 years to make $1 million. You can self-manage your own assets now much more effectively than any outfit that's handling your money now, or has been handling your money for upwards of decades for some of you. You can self-manage your own capital. If you only knew the basics of the market and the relative basics of the options market, you will get a handle on how these markets operate, and you will be ahead of 90% of the average investors out there who are trying to self-manage their money and are getting slaughtered. On top of everything else, there are professional firms out there who handle people's money, but they handle it very badly. They give people returns of 3, 4, 5% a year when markets go up 12% in a year, or certain segments of markets go just insane. And you get these statements, or you know of people like your parents or your grandparents or uncles and cousins and everyone else who are telling you, well, yeah, I'm getting 4% return on my money. And you're sitting there going, what? I'm watching Uncle Bruce. I've learned how to write call options on my, just on my IBM stock. I've had 200 IBM shares forever, or I've been sitting on 1,000 shares of Pfizer, or I have 100 Apple shares, or I once had um, uh, 75 shares of a company's stock forever. And because of this guy, I went and bought 25 more shares to get to 100 shares, which then allowed me to write one call option on those 100 shares. And I'm bringing in 10% of the value on those shares every 3-4 months. And I'm not doing anything else. This is paying for the 25 I bought right freaking now. And I'm adding cash to my retirement account every month, every quarter, every 6 months. I'm adding more money from option writing into my retirement accounts than I'm contributing to my retirement accounts. In other words, it's my retirement account is growing at a rate that's more than double that it's been growing at since I've been putting money into it. And this includes the boss contributing into my retirement account at the same time. Thank you, Uncle Bruce, for turbocharging the growth of my 401k, my Roth, or whichever way you're doing it, RSPs in Canada, TFSAs in Canada, Europe, everywhere else. Thank you, Uncle Bruce, for showing me how to write options and bring this additional capital in from this uber conservative writing strategy that I didn't know I could have been doing since I was 22 years of age, or 23 or 31, or whenever I started this job. Or I'm now in my mid 50s, and I gave away 20 years of this capital growth into my account that I could now be compounding. But it's not too late. I'm in my mid 50s or early 50s, or I'm in my late 40s, or I'm now in my mid 30s, or I'm in my late 60s. Whatever age you are, it doesn't matter. You can write options today for as long as you want going forward and bring in capital. For those of you who are retired or about to become retired, the big problem you have, and everyone tells you this, you read this everywhere, will you drain your retirement funds faster than they can keep growing as you take money out to live on? Because Social Security was designed originally to equal about 1/3 of your needs to get by on. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you're aware of this, but when Social Security was created and it evolved and it kind of matured out in the 70s and the 80s and the 1990s and the 2000s, the overall feeling was, the overall thought process from the people who've created this monster was about 1/3 of your needs will be taken care of by Social Security. 2/3 of what you live on, you have to generate from a pension from your former employer. That's kind of the rough rule of thumb. Now, for some of you, never was going to be the reality. Social Security is going to be 1/10 of what I ever need. This is just going to be a little check. Thank you very much. For others of you, it's turned into the lifeline. And for many Americans, and in Canada, Canada Pension Plan, for many Canadians and Americans, the pension from the government now is the absolute only way to survive. It's like this massive check that comes in every 30 days that supposed to cover everything. And that was never its design. That was never the intention of this. This was just a safety net of additional capital just to kind of get you over the rough spots. And so auto workers, I can tell you, and factory workers in the United States and Canada back in the 50s and 60s and 70s, they were retiring then. These are the folks who were in their late 50s and 60s back in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Those folks retired with indexed pensions, just like school teachers, like politicians, civil servants, people working at police departments, fire departments, for the people working for the people. They didn't get profit sharing because they weren't part of a private corporation. What they got was a guaranteed pension at the end of a loyal 25 to 30 years of service to the entity. And auto workers and tire makers and refrigerator assemblers and television makers and radio builders, every factory in the United States and Canada was involved in a pension plan until the 70s and the 80s that guaranteed their workers a pension at the end of their careers. The problem is, and the problem became, that through the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, American businesses got two things figured out. The first thing they figured out was to screw their workers by turning the pensions over into the 401k network. So there's no guarantee of any indexed pension waiting for you when you retire. Now you have to decide what your pension money goes into as an employer with your employee with your employer sponsoring the thing. And sometimes the choices were not that great. And the second thing that happened that blew everything out of the water was the unthinkable happened. And the unthinkable was that as great as America is, and as great as Canada is, the fact that Canada and the United States were partners during the Second World War, and we won the war along with Britain's help, we thought, wrongly, naively, that every worker in North America would work for their employer until they retired, and then they would enjoy a pension. Never thinking for a minute that the mother corporation of these corporations, of these companies, many of these corporations would start to incorporate themselves outside of Canada and outside of the United States in much lower tax regime countries, and then turn around and systematically create factories and deal with factories in third world countries, much lower cost countries, and lay off and furlough forever the loyal American and Canadian workers that slaved away for 15, 20, 30 years at Westinghouse, at Whirlpool, at General Electric television, RCA TV, Zenith television company, the radio companies, the furniture makers, the shoe makers, the clothiers, the factories in the U.S., in the southern U.S. that were producing clothing from all the cotton being grown, the rubber makers, the plastics companies, on and on and on and on. It just goes on and on and on. The Rust Belt is what we now call an area of America that once employed tens of millions of Second World War veterans and children of those veterans through the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. And they were all eviscerated. And they no longer were getting a pension because the pension was coming from the company pension plan. That company isn't there anymore because the American corporation was allowed to go broke, and the offshore entity that was now alive and well opened up factories outside of the United States with no pensions for anyone. And Americans were left, and Canadians were left holding the bag for nothing. And how many millions of Canadians and Americans ended up with zero pension money from that labor they put in, all those promises that were made, and then they had to go and retrain themselves and try to find a way to get by. And how many parents ended up living with their kids because they were destitute. And Social Security covered a third, a quarter, a half of their expenses. This is what happened to many people out there. Today, here, right now, how many employers are offering their employees a guaranteed pension when they hit 55 or 60 or 65? Almost none. Almost nobody. Right now, Americans and Canadians are expected to work your butts off. You're expected to put in extra time. You're expected to work from home if you're able to work from home, on top of being at the office. And all you're getting for it is you're putting up 4 to 6% of your salary, and your employer might put up half to equal your salary in some kind of a 401k plan that is involved in whatever investing these professionals do in New York, and you're going to get 3, 4, 5% return, which means you lose to inflation. You're not getting big fat raises at the office, and you're unlikely to ever reach upper management unless you're in the top 1 or 2% of the corporation. And so every week, every month. Gazillions of Canadians and Americans find that they are reaching age 55, thinking 10 years ago that when I hit 55, I can look to retire. And they now approach the age of 55 and they realize, oh, that's not going to happen. I'm going to have to work until I'm 60. And those who are turning 60 this year have realized, oh God, I couldn't retire at 55. I can't retire at 60. I have to go to age 65. And those who are reaching those ages are going, I have to leave the firm because they're kicking me out at age 65. Now I got to get another job. I got to get a job to make money on top of the pension I'm getting from the government, which I never thought I would need to live on because my pension is so anemic and pathetic, and or it was in the company stock, which is down to 1/10 of what it was 20 years ago, or I've been getting 3-4% return. I've got $85,000 in my 401k. I've got $120,000 in there, and I'm retiring now on that. How the hell's that going to work? Even if I can get 4% interest on $150,000, that's $6,000 a year. That's $500 a month, plus my Social Security. How am I going to live on that? If I trip and fall and bust up my knee, crack my hip, twist my back, strain my elbow, get cancer, whatever I need, and I need to go into the medical system, some of it's covered, a lot of it is not, and I might have deductibles that could kill me. And so the stories keep coming out of America again and again and again and again of people in their 40s and 50s and 60s who are bankrupted by health issues through no fault of their own. They were in a car accident, they fell down, whatever. Those of you who are here, thankfully, I hope, figuring out how to handle your own assets, how to manage your own dollars. Can I save every single person from economic ruin? Nope, I cannot. I cannot, because some of you have $30,000 to your name and you're going to trade options for a while. Yeah. And you're going to write them and you're going to do credit spreads and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And you're going to build that money up. But you're at an advanced age at this point and you've got about 5 or 10 years to work this money. And I'm just hoping that I can help you get it to the 100,000 level from 30, and you can hang on for another 4 or 5 years. I don't know. For those of you in your 30s and 40s, you've got time to build 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 60, whatever money to much larger levels to now compound these returns to stay ahead of the depreciation line, the inflation line, and the fact that Social Security may get cut back for some of you out there, where you've got to be 2 years older before you can collect it, or the first any income you get outside of the Social Security is taxable and is taken away from you. So if you make $2,000 outside, the first 1,000 you get for Social Security is taken away from you because you've got 2,000 here. You don't need this 1,000 here. I don't know how bad it's going to get. Depending on who you vote for and who you support politically, you might be cutting your own throat. I don't know. Where do you live? Who do you vote for is up to you. Britain, Germany, US, Canada, wherever. I don't know. Bottom line is, count on yourself for sure. Count on yourself. And if you're becoming an option writer today, and you're learning how options work because of this channel, then I'm saying thank goodness, and you've given yourself a chance to avoid some pretty catastrophic economic scenarios. Can we help you build your cash flow from option writing inside your retirement plan and outside your retirement plan to also quit your job earlier, quit your career earlier, live a much better life? I sure hope so. I know that many of you are savers. Many of you have earned a lot of capital from a house appreciation or property appreciation. For some of you, I know it comes to the point where you reach a certain age, maybe it's 45, 55, somewhere in there, and you do an assessment of what are we at, where are we at right now? And you quickly figure out the kids are about to move out, or they've just moved out. We're empty nesters now. We're in our, early 50s, mid 50s. Kids are gone. We don't need the 4-bedroom house anymore. And if we offload this 4-bedroom house, depending on where you live, you may have a scenario where there's a $500,000 of cash equity coming into your hands on top of your pension that you've saved and money you've put together, and you've realized, if we can compound the growth of our Roth and our 401k, we convert it all, we control it all, we manage that retirement money for the next 10 years before we dip into it to grow it. But in the meantime, we sell the house, we sell off all of our stuff, and we become, an apartment dweller. Like we come down to like a 2-bedroom apartment, or we come down to a 1-bedroom apartment. We come down to an RV, and we store our precious family heirlooms with the kids or in the storage unit, and we're roadies. We're nomads for a while. You may find that you have $500,000 that you're sitting on that you now need to manage. And you've got to ask yourself, do we hire an outfit that manages people's wealth for us? And can they generate enough money from that $500,000 for us to live on? Well, if they're talking to you about generating 4 to 5% a year on your money before taxes, you're not doing anything. You're still working. Because they're going to talk to you about making you $20,000 to $30,000 a year at most. You're not going anywhere with $20,000, $30,000 of income coming in at less taxes. You haven't got a chance. But if you're becoming an option writer and you're becoming your own asset manager, you may well be sitting back going, we can generate $20,000 a month from $500,000 admin here, really conservatively, without trying too hard. How much a month do you need to live on to travel full time, or to take off in an RV that you just picked up, or that you're renting or leasing, or whatever you're doing? You may find that an income of $6,000-7,000 a month will do it quite comfortably, and anything over that adds to the pot. Maybe this channel is for you, and hanging out with these people is where you want to be. Again, I don't know what is your objective at the end, because every single one of you are different from everyone else. I do not have 2 viewers that are identical. I have thousands of people who come and go, watch this channel every day. They watch 10 minutes of my ranting, raving, and then they leave. Others watch the whole thing. Some people watch 10, 20-minute segments at a time, and they catch up on the rerun, and then they watch the rest of my show in the evening. Everyone's different. I have full-time workers here. I have workers who have 2 jobs. I have workers who have no jobs. I have people here who are retired. I have people here who are semi-retired. I have viewers here who quit their jobs because of this channel a year ago, and or just quit their jobs, or viewers who are here who just got laid off in the last 2 years. Many people who get laid off, furloughed, let go, bought out, whatever you want to call it, reassess themselves very quickly. And one of the reassessments is, hey, I've been given 3 months of pay to get lost, and I got my 401k and retirement benefits now. I control them. What do we do with ourselves? And this is where either people individually or families have a little powwow and figure out the game plan. Some of which say, watching Uncle Bruce, and I'm learning how to write options. I've been writing options for 6 months here on Capital, and now I'm laid off full time. We have 5,000 shares of blah, blah, blah stock that I've acquired over all the years I've been working. We can write 50 contracts on this stuff at a time. If we write 50 call options that are good for 6 months out of the money, and we can haul in 30,000 in cash from writing those contracts twice a year, that's adding to our retirement account $60,000 a year of fresh cash doing that strategy. In other words, I don't have to put in $5,000 a month or $2,500 a month, and my employer puts in $2,500. That's not going to happen. But here's the equivalent of $5,000 a month going into our retirement plan while we're not yet retired. That's one thing out of the way. What about our other situation? What have we got capital outside of these retirement accounts? Can we live off of the capital we've amassed, or our asset value that we've amassed at the age we're at? Some will say, nope, we still have to keep working. Others will say, I can work part-time. I can make money, part of my money on my money, and I can make the rest of the money I need working part-time, which gets me out of the house, keeps me engaged with people. I'm a happy camper. Each of you is different. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel where I'm trying to tell a herd of cats, what to do and what not to do and how things can be done and not done. Thank you all for joining me. Are you going to get richer today? I sure hope so. I see SoFi up 646 right now, up to 646, up 14 cents. Thank you very much. Keep it going, SoFi. GameStop is at 2093, up a dime, so not much inspiration there yet. In the pre-market, keeping an eye on various stocks and indexes and so on. I'm going to take a peek right now at the market data showing the Dow now a positive 146. We've got S&P up 40 points. We have NASDAQ up 197. So that's okay. We're happy about that. We've been waiting for the jobless claims thing. We see here jobless claims sink to 233,000 and fall back from a nearly one-year high. Layoffs are still very low. That news is out, and that is being well received by the market, obviously. So very good info there. Happy to see that for sure. Thank you all for joining in. The markets are higher. We're showing oil up 19 cents, and we're showing the Dow up 1/3 of a point, S&P over 2/3 of a point higher, and now NASDAQ about 1% higher. So that's good news right there. All right, let's continue on with some of our favorites. At the moment, I'm showing Rocket Lab at 470 or so, up 11.9 cents. SoFi is up 14, as I said. GameStop up 12 cents to 20.95. The Matterport shares are 405, and the story is that the completion of this takeover will be done in the fourth quarter of this year. So September to December, this should be done at $5.50 a share, half cash, half stock. Stock of CoStar. 23andMe sitting at 38 cents. No updates at the moment. Spire is up 52 to 10.29. We've got Smart Rent sitting at 137, unbelievably cheap, down 19 cents. I'm just amazed by this. Apple is up $2. Tesla's up $2.20. Microsoft up $4.17. Alphabet is up $2 in the pre-market. Amazon up $2.30, Nvda up $2, Meta, which is Facebook, up $8.50, Goldman Sachs up $4.25, Cisco Systems up 2 cents, Arc Innovations up 82, over $40. Pfizer's up 7 cents, HPQ up 19, Unity up 21, AI is up 41. Adobe up $3.90, the Spider indicating up $4, and the Qs are up indicating $5 each. Netflix up $4.93. We've got IBM up 43 cents. Vanik Semiconductors are up $5. They were down 6 yesterday. Home Depot is up $3. Enphase up 23 cents. Palantir continuing to grow, 27.14, up 82 cents. And Uber continuing to move higher, now 66.40 after being in the 58 range, I think, early last week. So there's some indicators there. The markets are definitely green everywhere. The question is how green and how much momentum will the market have as we start things off this morning here in about 32 minutes from now. 150-point gain on the Dow, still accelerating. S&P up 40, NASDAQ up 190 points. And unemployment claims retreat from nearly a one-year high. That is the headline making sense right now. And that's why we see this market improving right now everywhere. Okay. I've got a poll question today. I'm going to put you on the spot here. If you've watched the movie Die Hard, and I don't know who hasn't watched the movie Die Hard. I mean, come on, Die Hard. Hans Gruber, the bad guy. The question here is, I think Hans Gruber from the movie Die Hard would have been an options buyer or an options writer. So far, 84 of you have been brave enough to attempt to answer this poll question. Even though it's an anonymous question, your name will never be revealed. 56% are saying, I think he would have been an options buyer. 44% are going, no, this guy was calculating. He would have been an options writer. Maybe in his original career before he turned to a life of crime, he would have been a buyer versus a writer. 56 to 44%. Let me know your thoughts on that. And let's go from there. Thank you for the thumbs ups today, 62 and counting. Thank you very much. Away we go. Welcome all to the program. Lame Duck is here. Margin Called is here. Richard Carlin, Earl Harwell, Corinne, B. Tizzle, Geraldo Alvarez, jobless claims, 233 versus 240 expected. Recession? What recession? Harry is here. Lorraine, John Harpster, Amy J. Welcome. B. Tizzle. We got Christina. Thank you all. I got a Mazda car ad today on your channel, by the way. Mazda. Larry Titus, good morning, all. I'm number 41. Bobby Atkinson, only union or government job that gets sweetness now. Bobby, my employer is a 4% match. I put in another 7% to make it 11, and the more the merrier. I agree with you with that move. Signify, Christina, Mazda car ad. That's the ad before she saw my show starting today. Sometimes I am curious, who's advertising to you when you try to watch me? I'm curious. James of the Misty Tree, almost always Bank of America or Wix for me. The ads that play before this show. Christine Alcabus, did you leave with a pension or 401k? No, I left with the YouTube channel. That's my retirement. Christina, did your broker match anything for you? If so, how much has that changed? Sharon is in the house, number 47. Johnny is here. GameStop. White Feather, trust me, it's quite a shock when your career suddenly ends at 44. No kidding. JD, hey, White Feather, where in TT can you tell what your premium would be for an option trade? How is it presented? A lame duck, my employer matched 100% on the first 3% and 50% on the next 3% in the 401k. So if you're putting up 6%, they're giving you 4.5%. Lame. That is lame. But, it is what it is with employers. Bobby, there's no option chain screen in TT. Bobby Atkinson, 4.5% total scraping the barrel just to prove that they're doing a thing. Bobby, better than my employer, though. Lame, I've been retired for 4.5 years now. Bobby, I can't even imagine retirement. I'd probably just get a part-time job, though. Lame, 2 pensions and Social Security still need money every month, and the wife is still working. James of the Tree, exceptional thief, calculating but risk taker. I think he would be a buyer. He's not just a thief; he's an exceptional thief. Hans Gruber, Walter Young. Good morning, Uncle Bruce, and Auntie Jen, and Bagel family. I'm thumbs up number 64. Thank you, Walter, so much. Appreciate that. AG is here. When I voted, it was 75% options writer. I'm sure that would have taken the cake and it's gone the other direction. White Feather, JD, first open the option chain for the expiry date you want. Choose what type of strategy you want, then click the blue arrow in front of your choice. A box in the info will come up. White Feather, hope that helps. People helping people. If you become a member of this channel, excuse me, you'll be able to comment throughout the entire show today. But if you become a Gold Bagel member, not only do you get to comment throughout the entire presentation here every day, you also join me a half an hour before this show starts for the Trade Alert show for Gold Bagel members every morning. And every Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern, the primetime live show just for Gold Bagel members where we hang out, talk option trades and everything else. But there's one more thing, and that is for those of you who have questions about how to write options, how to open up an options trading account, which brokerage firm to use for this, advice on commissions or strategies, you want to become part of the Discord chat group. The Discord group operates 24/7, and I'm not part of it. I don't run it. I don't monitor it. It's a forum for just you guys. So there's none of my talk in the middle of it. You can comment on what I've been commenting on and whether I'm right or not, up to you. But if you want to become part of the Discord group, become a Gold Bagel member of this channel. Upgrade your membership from regular membership to gold level. And for that added commitment to this channel, you can then send me an email, and I will send you the link information so you can become part of the Discord group with this channel. And now you will have the ability to talk to option writers 24/7 from this channel and compare notes about whatever you want to talk about, whatever strategy you want to talk about, whatever you think the markets are doing, or where they're headed, or where they've come from, or where they're going, or whatever. And as I say, the best part about the group is that it's your group. It's where you dictate the topics, and you can join me here when I do my thing. But you're able to hang out by yourselves without me involved in any way whatsoever. It's totally your forum to work together and help each other. And so there you go. Excuse me. Bobby Atkinson. His brother is a better thief. At least he made it out of the country. JM, 10% matching when I had it, but I've since moved on. That was a good job. JD, thank you, sir. The desktop app still befuddles me. White Feather, JD, sorry, might be different there. I only use the web platform. Hope I didn't give you the wrong info. There you go. These are the things that people talked about on the Discord group. They go over, if you use your phone, who do you like to use and what's the best trading system using your phone? For those of you who like to travel full time, you'll be able to talk to other YouTubers of my channel about who are traveling full time or who travel a lot, or what device to use when you travel, or which trading app is the best app, which platform should you consider using for practice accounts, which are the best ones, which are the ones that are best for helping you with option trading strategies, that kind of thing. Or one person will ask the group, hey, listen, I want to learn about poor man covered call writing. What class of Uncle Bruce's should I take for that? And then the gang will come back to you with an answer there. Whatever you want to know, you'll be able to get help from that. So send me an email and just say, Bruce, I'm a member of your Gold Bagel Familia. This is my handle. This is what I'm called. I'm White Feather. I'm Bobby Atkinson. I'm JM. I'm JD. I'm Walter Young. I'm whatever. Let me know your gold level, bagel level name. And if you're a Gold Bagel member, I'm more than happy to send you the link information. You can join the other members there and hang out and get smarter. That's right, getting even smarter and being a better option writer. Thank you all for being with me today and every day. Appreciate you. We are getting closer to traveling, Jen and I. We are going to be out of here a week Monday. I'm on today, tomorrow, all next week. And then next week, Monday, is travel day. And I won't be on the air that first day because we're in the air heading to New York City. We'll be in New York from Tuesday to Friday, up until from the 19th of August till the 23rd. And then we will board the Queen Mary 2 ocean liner from Brooklyn. And Jen and I will go across the Atlantic to the UK. I have already got my internet paid for on board the Queen Mary 2, and it's Starlink, and I am told it is a very, very good internet link, a very high speed, very good link. So I'm crossing my fingers to be able to reach you guys live from the ship. We'll see how that plays out. If it doesn't work out on a live feed very consistently, then I will crank out a series of videos that I will upload during the first 2 hours of the day to give you my take on things and open up the floor to questions, which then I will try to address on a bit of a delay basis. We'll see how this plays out. I've never done it before. It's a first time for me. It's a first time for you. We'll let you know how it all works out. Okay, everybody. Thank you. We'll take you on our trip with us and come and join us. Should be fun. Thank you, everybody. Thank you again for answering each other's questions here, helping each other out, trying to figure out where we're at. Right now, I see the pre-market improving. We have 21 minutes to go, and I do notice that GameStop is now at $21, up 17 cents, so it looks to be getting a little stronger. 21.07, up 24 cents now. I see Tesla up $2. I've got Microsoft up about $1. I notice Meta up about $8. Nvda up $1.50 now to $100.45. Google is up 65 cents here in these pre-market conditions. 644 on for the SoFi shares. 645 now, up 13 cents on 832,000. So it looks like 650 is in the neighborhood here for SoFi shares. It would appear in any event. Thank you all for joining in. Jeff, I've got your donation and message. I will contact you as soon as the show's over, and we'll try to figure something out for you today. and let's go from there. Okay, moving on. If any of you would like to have a one-on-one session with me, even during market hours, let me know. Send me a private email, and you can make a $400 US donation to my PayPal account for a one-on-one session. We'll try to then squeeze you in so that we can talk during the market trading time to help you with any trades you need to get done or rollovers you're trying to execute, that kind of thing. I know a number of you out there are doing transactions now where you've got 10, 20, $30,000 involved in an option trade or more, and putting a one-on-one together with me for a $400 fee is more than worth your while to not make a mistake on a rollover or to maximize a rollover to your favor. If I can help you with that, fabulous. And we'll compare notes. Again, on the poll question, 105 now have responded to this poll question today. I think Hans Gruber from the movie Die Hard would have been an options buyer or an options writer. 57% are saying, I think he would have been an options buyer, where 43% are going, no, he was conniving. He would have been a writer. He would have written contracts very anonymously, very secretively. He would have made a lot of money. He read Forbes. He read Time magazine. This guy was informed back in the 80s. He would have been a writer. Well, let me know your thoughts on that question, and let's go from there. Thank you all for participating in the program so far. Okay, everybody. The big question out there is the U.S. economy going to a recession? Are interest rates going to be slashed because the American economy is in such trouble that, it's the end of the world? I heard this morning an interesting little stat. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but apparently there are 50,000 economists in the United States. 50,000 people have a job called I'm an economist. And all of them have got to get attention. They all have to get covered. They all have to have readers of their material. They all have to have subscribers to their newsletters, or they have to have followers for their podcasts, or they have to have viewers for their YouTube channel. 50,000 people call themselves economists in the United States. Now, I guess some of them are professors. They're involved in community colleges. They're part of Ivy League schools. They're authors. They're working with governments. They're working with think tanks. I have no idea. 50,000. And I can tell you that you will never, ever see all 50,000 on the same message at the same time. They're like cats. They're unherdable. You can't herd them. They just go everywhere. And if you ask 50,000 economists whether or not the U.S. is either in a recession, going into a recession, not going to go into recession, and doing really well, you're going to get so many different opinions from these 50,000. Anytime you ask them, there's never going to be a consensus. And even when, in past years and decades, the United States was in recession, which generally don't last very long, these guys still weren't on the same page. There were people going, oh, no, we're not yet in a recession. We're slowing down, but we're not in a recession. Where we've already come out of a recession. We're on the other side and growing out. There's always the naysayers, the doubters, the wishers, the dreamers, and everyone in between. And so good luck getting a consensus view. And it's kind of the same as when I tell you that, I'll read about an analyst saying, oh, SoFi target price for the next year is $4 a share. And then I'll tell you about an analyst 3 days later, the stock price, target price is $13 a share in the next year. They make no sense. I mean, these guys aren't even in the same country, let alone area code. They're so far apart. How can one think this and the other one think that, looking at the results of SoFi? It defies logic. Well, now, who do you believe, and who does the market, which analysts do most of the market players believe are accurate and versus not accurate? And I don't know. Are there 22,000 analysts that are followed by most of the market because they like what they have to say? I mean, I don't know. There are people out there who will follow analysts because what they say is what they want them to say. And then there are people out there who will follow analysts who surprise them with information they hadn't thought of before. And then there's everyone else who, just doesn't even follow analysts. They just kind of look at their local community and figure that's the way the world is. It's all right, however you want to play. This is what makes the market so fascinating and so, I guess, so democratic. I mean, the stock market is open to all, and everyone is welcome to come in and make money or lose money anytime you want. And bottom line is, some of you out there, many of you watching this channel, have figured out, Bruce, I don't have to be right at all. I don't even have to guess what direction this market is going. All I have to do is write contracts that are so ridiculously out of the money and will not be in the money when they expire. And I'm just going to take the depreciation and say, thank you, sir. May I have another? I'm going to live and make a lovely little dollar here off the options market from all of those who are guessing what the markets are going to do. I love the fact that so many people out there are willing to put billions and trillions of dollars on the table, on the gambling table, to take a guess which direction the market's going to go. Now, maybe it's an educated guess. It's a very highly researched guess. On and on it goes. Where option writers are just going, well, I think I'll do a credit spread way out of the money, and just say, hey, I just brought in $6,000 and I'll give 2,000 back. I'll keep 4 of the 6 if you don't mind, and you guys fight over the rest of the money. Knock yourself out. I can always do a rollover into another position anytime I want. I'm more than happy to be the casino. And there's the difference between what you're doing and everyone else is doing. You're the casino going, whatever machine you want to play is up to you. We just put the slot machines on the floor, and they have fancy noises, and they've got cartoon characters, and they've got bells and whistles, and they got lights going on, and enjoy yourself. Just put the money in the slot machine and have fun. And drinks are on us. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you for SoFi now hitting $6.50. $6.50 on SoFi, up 18 cents as we continue to climb. In this pre-market session, we're up to 12 minutes to go now, and then we open. So let's see what's going on. The one thing they have in common, White Feather says, is they have it wrong. Almost as bad as analysts, these so-called economists out there. Bobby, when you're right 50% of the time, you're wrong 60% of the time. There you go. White Feather, following confirmation bias in option trading seems like a perfect way to go broke fast. You know what I love about option writing is, for those of you who are really getting into it, by the way, 652 on SoFi, up 20. For those of you who are option writers, you can be wrong and still make money. That's the best thing about being a writer. If you're a gambler in the option market, if you're right, you can lose money. If your strategy doesn't move one way or the other, you lose money. If you're wrong, you definitely lose money. So being a gambler, everything works against you. Being a writer, you can be wrong and make money. You can be neutral. The stock doesn't do anything that anyone thought it would do. You make money. The stock goes against you and you lose a little bit of money, but you can do a rollover and then start all over again. I mean, as a writer, you have so many more advantages over everyone else. And this is the big thing that a lot of people don't get when you desperately try to tell somebody what it is you do, because they're asking you, they're very curious. You have a good friend, a relative of yours who says, well, so-and-so told me that you're doing pretty well right now on this option writing stuff. How's it going? And you're going, well, yeah, I'm been doing it for 6 months now, and I've been watching, been on this channel with Uncle Bruce now for a year, and taking his classes, and it's kind of working out for me. Well, what is it that you do? How is it that you make money when everyone else loses money in the market? And now you now hear my voice in your head going, you're never going to be able to explain it. You're going to have a hell of a time in a minute or less to tell these friends of yours, these dear people that you dearly love, what it is you're doing and how you're doing it. And you know you're going to get the glazed look at any time. And what do? Many of you just say, look, I would love to explain to you what it is I do all day long, but let's put it this way. If I owned a transmission shop where people brought their cars in to get a new transmission or to rebuild their existing transmission, um, as a transmission guy, I have to know all the brands of automobiles and trucks. I have to know all the brands and parts of every transmission system out there. I have to know all the information about how transmissions work and fail and can be restored. And I have to guesstimate how much a transmission job is going to cost to repair or replace. And this can take years and years and years of knowledge, practical, hands-on, at the shop knowledge. This is an option. This is the options market. It's kind of the same thing. It's just as complicated. It is just as varied. And some transmission stores, all they do is replace transmissions. They don't fix jack squat. They only replace transmissions. Where other shops only repair transmissions. They rebuild transmissions. They will get parts from a wrecker to replace and repair transmission. Everyone has their specialty. You're an options writer. You're a specialized writer because there are so many ways you can write options, and there are only so many ways you do write options. And the kind of option writing you specialize in versus your cousin, what they would do, different. And going in, the cousin is going to you going, well, you're an option writer. Tell me all about it. And you can't. You can't. I say, I can't tell you all about it because it is so complex and it's so varied that what you would be turned on by might not be what I'm turned on by. What I'm not comfortable with doing options the way you'd want to do options. So the common answer is, you better watch Uncle Bruce, and why don't you take his classes? And right now, right at that moment in time, the minute you say that, the chances are 99% your friend, relative, associate will not do anything, because the odds of you convincing someone to watch a YouTuber out of the blue and then actually send money to this guy to watch his classes when they don't know anything about me, what are the odds of that? 1%. And so there you go. There's how this game works. And that's why you make money and so few others make money. And there it is. Welcome to this channel, kids. You're part of a specialized core group of people that have figured out this is my hood right here. This is where I want to hang out. And the other 99.9% of the world out there, good luck to you. You make money flipping cars? Great. You make money flipping Rolex watches? Fantastic. You trade comics and trading cards? Way to go. You're a house flipper. You own apartment buildings. You're involved in bond trading. You're whatever your gig is, knock yourself out. That's the best part about being out here. You can go any way you want, any direction you want. You folks who are here have figured out option writing. This is our secret. This is our little neighborhood. The good news about option writing is that 99% of the others out there playing options, most don't know what they're doing. Very few of them do know what they're doing. And you're up against all option game players. And of all the option players that are out there buying and selling calls and puts, most of them don't know what they're actually about. And that's who you're taking money from. And that's why for some of you, it's just so easy. You just say to me, I can't believe how easy this is. I never thought in a million years I would ever be an option writer, but when I started writing options, I couldn't believe how much money I made doing it. Welcome to the party, pal. Nice to have you here. What is this market going to do? Oh my gosh. We've got stuff to follow here. 5 minutes to the opening. The jobless claims sink to 233,000. This market likes this news. The Dow's up 165 now, and the S&P up 46. Look at NASDAQ up 217 points. The Japan problem seems to have gone away. This is looking good. The question now is about Nvidia. How high will Nvidia get, and where should it get to in the next little while based on upcoming earnings? Right now they're at 101.69, up 274. The old Nvidia could be 105 today without any trouble whatsoever. It could easily pop higher. Let's see what happens there. We've got a lot of stuff going on here in this marketplace. Certain companies are winning, certain companies are losing. The good news is option writers seem to be winning almost all the time and don't have to guess what direction the market is going to actually go. That's a kind of a nice thing to have going on. Welcome all to the program. I now see with 4 minutes to go, Rocket Lab is sitting at 461. SoFi is at 652, has been touching 653.4 already. We're almost at a million volume, if not more than that. GameStop is up 19 cents, 21.02. Been trading a bit higher than that already as well. Might open up even stronger. We've got volume on GameStop, 100,000 shares, and it's up. So there's nothing for sale on GameStop. Very interesting. Matterport is up about a penny. Nothing much anywhere else here. 64-cent gain on Spire, but it's probably on very little volume. I'm showing Apple and the Magnificent Seven doing very well. Apple's up 2.5. Tesla's up 3.20. Microsoft up 4.56. Now make it $5 on Microsoft. Alphabet up $2. Amazon up 2.70. Nvidia is now up $3, going up to 102 now. It's trying to get to that level. Meta up 10.60, and Goldman Sachs up $3. Cisco's up 4, ARC up 82, Pfizer up a dime, HBQ up 35 cents, Unity's up 19 cents, AI up 40 cents. The Adobe shares up 7.50, Netflix up 10.50, IBM up 81, Vanix Semiconductors up $6, Home Depot up 110, Enphase down just 18 cents, not much going on there. Palantir, however, up $1.09, that's 4.3%, 27.41 on Palantir. The Uber shares are now up 93 cents again. They were up 67 yesterday, 66.48 on Uber, so that's almost a $10 gain from the lows of last week. Very good turnaround on some of these stocks, and it looks like it is continuing on. It looks like it's continuing forward. We're 2 minutes away from the opening right here for our morning, 646, 647 on SoFi, and the Dow right now up 173 in the late in the pre-market. Now up 182, more buying coming in. 54-point gain on S&P. That's up a full percent now. And the Nasdaq's up 1.5%, 1.55 actually. Oil up just 4 cents a gallon. So Americans are being spared these $85, $95 crude oil prices at the moment. The Dow up 0.54 and looking very good. We open in less than a minute and a half. So welcome all to the program. Welcome to the show. Hope that you're getting ready to bring in some bucks, and well done each and every one of you for being here, and keep up the good work on your option writing strategies. Well done, all of you. All right, let's see if Larry Titus is hitting the bells. I'm sure he will. Let's see what's going on. Giddy up. James Barnaby, if SoFi near 6 tomorrow, I'll be, looking at cash secured puts at 6 a week out for about a 5% in my money trade. Well, maybe it will, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll go to 7 today. Maybe this stock is about to pop, and we're misreading the little move up, that it's going to be a major move up. I don't know. This market takes a real shot higher. If the Dow wants to gain 800 today, SoFi could be 725 this morning, anytime. Not gonna bet against it. There's more upside for SoFi than downside, in this man's humble opinion. $21 a share on the GameStop in the pre-market. We're about to start trading. Everybody, get ready to rumble. We're ready to fire up the markets here. Larry has made it official. Bingo. The bells are being rung right now. We are up and trading, and there is the Dow up 164 to start the session. GameStop 2102 up 19. Super Microcomputers back to 501, up about $7 today. Tesla's up 390, almost $4 at the moment. And Nvda is up 250 a share at 101.40, 101.50 range, climbing a little bit right now. Richard Carlin, neat. He's on it. Stephen Butler, number 99 on your thumbs up meter. Thank you, everybody who's hitting the thumbs up button. Appreciate it. Anyone can do that. Thank you. The poll question has 138 responders now. Die Hard. Hans Gruber from the movie Die Hard would have been an options buyer or an options writer. 56% of you are saying he would have been an options buyer, Bruce. 44% though. Now he would have been an options writer. He was tactical. He was a deep thinker. This guy read Forbes. He read Time magazine. He knew all of these terrorist groups. No, he was well informed. He had nice suits. He would have been a writer. Well, you let me know what you think about this one. See what's going on. Thank you, Scary Scott. He is now telling me I am the 100 thumbs up on your thumbs up meter. I see 102 now coming in already as well. Thank you, all of you hitting the thumbs up button. Much appreciated. Welcome to the party, everybody. Nice to see you here. Good morning, all of you. And let's see if any of you can get richer today. That would be a wonderful thing. Scary Scott, beautiful. Thank you, man. 100 thumbs ups and more. 223 gain on the Dow now, so the improvement continues. This up move is still coming through here. The Facebook shares are up $9. Nvda up 238, 240. We've got Google up about $1.80 now, and AI is up 31 cents. It's green here. Green, 642 on SoFi, up a dime. Rocket Lab is up 6.5. So is Matterport. So we've got some green arrows showing here right on the opening with a 210 gain on the Dow. And with Japan seems to be calming down in Japan. Things seem to be leveling off. With that out of the way, we can now concentrate on other issues. And the big issue after Japan is the U.S. interest rates. U.S. unemployment, U.S. inflation, U.S. economic activity. Things are looking okay here in America. The Dow is up 220 points, looking to claw back losses. Remember, we're down on the week, okay? We lost 1,000 on Monday. We gained 300 on Tuesday. We lost momentum yesterday, 200 points. We're still down like 850 points. Being up 200 here, we're still down 650 overall, I would guess, roughly. So we have a ways to go to get the losses back that started the week, that we started the week with. So we need to see some momentum here. And is it going to happen or not? That's what we're wondering about. Is this just a little dead cat bounce and we're going to go lower? Or are we now going to power up with a true 300-400 point run and then push it up to an 800 point gain today on the Dow to show the street that Monday was an anomaly? Forget about it. We're going higher now on better results. 255 right now is the high point of the morning for the Dow. Here we are, 250 point gain, everybody. Let's see how this plays for your option writing. 2103 on GameStop. Thank you, GameStop. We've got 241,000 shares traded. The high of the day is 2107, and on SoFi shares, 646 now, up 13 cents. The high is 647 in the actual market. We were in the 650 range in the pre-market. 1.8 million traded so far in 4 minutes on SoFi. Nvda 101.15 up 224, holding the gain so far. We'll watch all of this. Over on Apple, we're up 240. Tesla up 240. Google up 190. Microsoft up 392. Meta up 988. Amazon up 130. And Netflix up 1150. So very good moves there. Spiders are up 524. Qs are up 567. Super Microcomputer 501 up 870 a share. Uber up 109. Adobe up 830. AMD up 209 to 130.76. Unity up 26. Enphase is green again, up 62. We've got Moderna up $1.30. Cisco is up 47 cents. We have Pfizer down just 7. IBM up 145 to 188. We got HPQ up 43 cents. Home Depot down just 57. We got Vanik up 562. Goldman Sachs up $7. Boeing up 170. Target is up 170. JP Morgan is up 273. Costco is up nicely, 16.70 to start the day. Walmart is up 9. Disney down 150. American Airlines up 17 cents. AMC is up 4. DraftKings up 33. Royal Caribbean up 321 to $150. Welcome everyone to the show. Over on Intel, just to check that one out, up 8 cents at 19.07. Maybe the worst of Intel's drop has gone, and now we're going to solidify in this 20 neighborhood. See what happens. Looking for new options to be created on Intel now that the stock is in this neighborhood. A 258 gain on the Dow, 28 on AI. GameStop now 21.12 up 30. SoFi 647 up 15 cents right now. This early stage of the day right at the moment. 55-point gain on the S&P. That's 1%. NASDAQ is up 1.24%, 207 points higher. Oil is up 5 cents a barrel. Apparently, the Intel CEO, Pat Gelsinger, just bought stock of Intel at its multi-year lows. He is personally buying Intel stock. That is a sign that some people will pay very close attention to when a CEO starts buying up stock. How many he buys and all of that, we'll see. I'm going to look at this article. It says that he bought stock on the open market. And let's see, what else is he doing? He paid $252,000 to get 12,500 shares, around $20, 2016. He's made purchases through a family trust, and he now owns 37,975 in that trust. He also owns 38,400 shares in a personal account, and he owns another 554,900 shares through other trusts. So you add this all up, and he's sitting on about 630,000 shares of the company. So yeah, he's picking them up, and well, we'll see just what happens here with the trading price of Intel. Very interesting thing there. We'll follow that from time to time. The Dow up now 272, S&P up 48, and Nasdaq up 160. All right, let's see how this market reacts to whatever's going on. Thank you all for being here. Option writers, giddy up. Enjoy the shrinkage while it keeps coming in. Why not? Take it all. We're up 270, 280, 290 now on Microsoft. Little run coming in here. Nvidia holding around $100.50, 60 cents or so. Meta now $496.90, $497.20, just jumped 30 cents. It's up $8.60 a share. Google is up $190 a share at $160.80. Some of these stocks move so quickly that by the time I tell you the price, it's shifted 30 cents a share. There's a lot of movement going on right now. 2108 on GameStop right at the moment. Looks like anywhere from 2104 to 2115 is where the stock wants to be right now. We're up 27 cents. The low of 2089, the high 2123, and we're 2110 right now. 404,000 volume. That's all we've had on GameStop today. Extremely quiet. No news from GameStop. What else is new? Nothing is new. That is normal. SoFi 648, up 16 cents. It looks like it wants to climb back to that 650 level where we were in the pre-market. See if we break through that. It looks like we have a 9-cent gain now on Rocket Lab, 467 maybe. Apple still up 130, Tesla up 340, Google up 210, Microsoft up 280, Netflix is up 1340, Meta up 780, and Amazon up 89. All Magnificent Seven shares are higher this morning. The Dow just broke 300. We're up 312 on the Dow. We have a buy wave coming in to this market in the big index. This is a sign of institutional money coming into the larger markets, and the Dow is definitely reflecting that with a 307-point gain. Winners on the Dow would be Salesforce, Boeing, Goldman, Caterpillar. They're off. They're all up at least 1.5%. Stocks up at least 1% or more would include Nike, Dow Inc., Cisco, Visa, JP Morgan, American Express. They're all up at least up to 1.5%. Losers, there are only two losers out of 30 stocks. Coca-Cola's down 18 cents, which is 1/4%. And Walt Disney Company down 165 a share to 84.31, down 1.9%. Disney announced yesterday that they're making more money on their streaming services. They're making a profit there, but they are losing to the theme park side. The theme park side is not making them very much money at the moment. And the worry here is that the theme park side of the business is going to drag down earnings overall, and that's why the stock might be backing up. We have now got a $6.50 SoFi market, $6.50 a share on SoFi, 17-cent gain. The high of the day, $6.50 a share. Right now, 2.6 million traded in 11 minutes on SoFi. We're at $6.50. Cheap at any price there. Up 35 cents on AI. We're up 30 or so, 32 cents on GameStop. The high of the day, 21.23. We're at 21.16 on GameStop, inching towards the high. Again, 503,000 GameStop traded. We're climbing now at 21.14 to 21.16 on GameStop. Thank you all for joining me. 340-point gain on the Dow. We've got more buying coming in, more power coming into this market. To start the day off here, Google at 161. That's over 160 a share. Moving higher, and Nvda is holding the $100 level, $100.26, up 135. Can Nvda go up to 105, 110 today? Yeah, anytime, but will it? That's the question. A lot of speculating going on here, to say the least. Giddy up, everybody. Hopefully you're all getting a little richer. Bobby is saying, let's see how Disney Streaming wants. They want the edition add-on package they're offering at more money yet again. They're raising prices on streaming services. Yes. The streaming game has so changed in the last 15 years. I mean, it's just unrecognizable, really, in the last 10, 15 years, 20 years. Netflix used to be an outfit that would mail you DVDs and you would mail them back. Now it's all streaming. And we've got Hulu, Netflix, Disney, Comcast, Paramount. I mean, I can't even name them all because it's all so confusing now. There's so many players. I can't name them all. And they're all upping their prices. Where you used to get a cable package, and cable used to have everything. And now cable doesn't have everything. And now sports is going into streaming services. Absolutely unbelievable. The prices for some of this stuff is so ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And yet people are paying. And that is the reason these guys keep playing this game. Eventually, the world will just stop and not pay these ridiculous prices for subpar entertainment. Certain streamers have good shows, but they don't have 25 good shows. The Netflixes of the world and others, their movie selection used to be a lot better. Now it's not so great anymore. Certain titles are just not available anymore, period, because they're owned by this group or this group or this group who are launching their own independent streaming services. It's becoming so fractured that there isn't any one place you can go anymore. And so I think that the boomers who are dying out, people 20 years older than me, are dying off. That group is gone. That's the cable group. Then there's the streaming group, and then there are the kids out there who really don't even bother streaming very much. It is a business in flux. There's no doubt about that. We are now up 348 points on the Dow Jones index. We've got a good run going at the moment. We'll see if this wants to continue, whether there's further momentum or not, or will it be fluctuating? Probably will. 359, 360 points. The S&P is now up 50. That's almost a full point. The Dow is almost up a full point, and NASDAQ almost up a full percentage point, 149-point gain. Welcome, everyone, to the program. The 10-year U.S. Treasury bond is now paying or offering 4% interest, or a little over 4%, again, after dropping into the low mid-threes. We've come back to the fours. Back and forth go the bond markets, and the carry trades are fluctuating everywhere. Obviously, with higher U.S. rates on the 10-year, 2-year, 5-year, that means currencies against the American dollar will fall, and that's exactly what's happening. The euro got up to 110 the other day. It's now 108.8. It fell off. Yen got all the way up to 141. It's now 147, falling. The pound was trying to get to $130 against the US dollar, now 126.8. So the pound is losing ground to the American dollar. So there you go, with the currency deterioration against the US dollar. This is to be expected when the U.S. Treasuries begin to react higher, higher yields. Canadian dollar is under pressure as well. It is doing as well as 137.3. Now we're approaching 137.7. So the Canadian dollar is losing ground to the American dollar. The Swiss franc is definitely losing ground. It got into this 85.6 area, where a US dollar was only worth 85 cents against the franc. Now the US dollar is 86.6. That's gained a penny today so far. So the Swiss franc is definitely getting hit with a bit of a pullback here, because, again, the US currency went down too far too fast in the last few days. It is now recovering smartly against major currencies. The shift is on right now. And this, for the carry trade, is working out beautifully. Those who are involved in Japanese yen borrowing to now convert into American money and to buy U.S. equities, they are winning today, because the yen, which did get down to 141 range, is now 147 range, and is losing against the U.S. dollar. So there you go. Currencies are extremely important when it comes to the stock market. Who would have thought of that? Who would have thought that Japanese yen futures would make a difference to the Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ markets and affect the Magnificent Seven? I mean, who would have thought? But yeah, it does. They have, and they will continue to affect them. We have to watch everything. Welcome to this channel where we don't just watch a stock and hope that it'll just go to the moon with no other repercussions. Kind of fun, isn't it? Yeah, very interesting to see what's going on. Welcome all to the program. Welcome all to the party, pals. It's great to have you here with us today. Thank you for joining this YouTuber. It's great to have you here. Bobby Atkinson, don't forget the gray market streaming, $25 a month for live TV, plus all the videos being streamed. Shop around. Hector, Bruce, we are the boomers, not people born in 35, 55. We are the ones dying off, unfortunately. Oh, I know it. Our parents are going, grandparents gone. My parents are now gone. I'm the next generation to go. I hate this. I don't like this. And then, our kids are the next batch. I look at my child and her friends they're in the mid 30s now. These kids, mid 30s. I remember when my kid was 15 years old. Now she's in her mid 30s. What the hell's going on here? They don't have cable TV. None of them. My daughter has a television. She doesn't have cable television. She just has internet. And then she'll stream stuff or but she hardly watches her television. It's unbelievable. I'm going, what do you do all the time? I mean, Mom and I, Auntie Jen and I, are plopped down on our love seat, reclining love seat, and watching our giant 75-inch television every night. What do you do every night? Well, I don't watch TV. Mom and Dad, do other stuff. Wow, that's pretty cool. Lorraine, I'm a boomer. I'm going to be here for a while. I'd like to say the same thing. I'd like to say I'm here for a while. But there are older boomers, the first early boomers, the 1945 born, 46 born boomers. Some of them are dying off because people in their 70s and 80s, we start losing them. And that's just statistics. I'm not saying I'm just saying this is a fact. Of course, I remember was it 10, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, I heard then that the Second World War generation, people who were adults during the Second World War, 1,000 a day were dying 15 years ago. 1,000, 365,000 Second World War people were dying a year. I couldn't believe it. But then I thought, well, yeah, they were born in 2025, 1915, 20, 25. They were 25, 30 years old, 35 years old. Well, of course they were dying in their 80s and 90s and 100. Well, yeah, now it's the next phase. I mean, this is just it. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, I'm going to be 88, 20 years from now. My daughter's going to be 55, 56. What? Yeah. The clock never stops. Like options, we all expire, just like stock options. Isn't that amazing? Don't like the thought of that, but that is true. I have to admit that is a fact. Time does not stop moving. Thank you again for being here, everybody. 115 thumbs ups. You guys are awesome. 152 votes have come into this poll question today. This is cool. 152 votes. I think Hans Gruber from the movie Die Hard would have been an options buyer or an options writer. 56% of you agree he would have been a buyer. He would have just bought and sold options. Where 44% are going, no, this guy was a deep thinker. I mean, he came up with a plan to take over the Nakatomi Tower, and he figured out what the FBI was going to do, and he was going to get out of that building if at all possible. Interesting, but then there was this, this guy, this detective out of New York, John McClane, with those bare feet of his. He kind of mucked it up, didn't he? What was that word? I was that one-liner. Ho, ho, ho. Yes. Now I have a machine gun. Yes. Who is this John McClane? What's going on there? Yes. Interesting how things got all mucked up, wasn't it something? Welcome all to the program. Nice to have you here. Any questions, let me know. Thank you all for joining today, and I just hope you guys are going to get richer today. That's all. It's nothing sinister here. I just want you to get a bunch of money out of the option market and just get rich. Nothing personal. It's just business. Thank you all for joining in. 2108 on your GameStop, up 25 cents. It's trying to go higher. The high was 2123. I haven't had much of a wave. 2081 to 2123 is the range for GameStop. Barely, what's that? 40 cents, 42 cent range for GameStop today. 42 cents, 735,000 traded. That's why no volume on GameStop. SoFi right now, 650, up 18. It's been consistently higher all day this morning. We were at 652 already this morning, and in the pre-market, 652, 655. Here we are, 6.5. 3.8 million, way more than 5 times more volume than GameStop. That is SoFi's volume, and it's light. It's 3.5 million in 24 minutes. That's kind of quiet for SoFi, but it is trading at 651. Thank you very much. Nvda 99.43. The question on Nvda is, can you acquire Nvda deep in the money calls and then write calls on it? Can you get into Nvda poor man cover call trading strategies and make some serious money on your capital? That is the question. I'm going to take a look at this right now for my own curiosity. I'm pumping up right now. I'm popping up on my screen the January 2026 call options on Nvda. I want to know what price do you have to pay for an Nvidia option where you have a 90-10 rule. 90% of the price of an option is book value, only 10% or less is time value. What does it run? So I'm going to take a look right now out of pure curiosity. I'm noticing that, let's say, an $80 call option on Nvidia for an expiry January 26, those are going for around $38, $39, and they're only worth 19, 20 bucks. So you can't buy those. They're too expensive. There's too much time premium. A $70 Nvidia call option expiring January 26, those are going for $43, $44. They're worth 30. That's too expensive to pay. So now we'll go down to 60s. A $60 call option on Nvidia is around 50 bucks, worth 40. Trading at 50, too expensive. So let's go down to $50 calls just to get an idea. $50 call option on Nvidia is worth $50 book value. So the most you want to pay for that contract is 10% more, $55, and they're going for $56.60. So they're pretty close. They're not that bad. You know, if you did buy that contract at 56, 56.50, you're just, you know, a little higher than you'd like to be. Maybe the 45 might be the best bet. A $45 call option is 55 in the money, and trading at around 60 to 61, that might be an eligible contract. And if you look at the 40s, they're worth $60 each, and the max you'll pay is 66. They're going for 64.30 to 65.50. That is definitely in the 90-10 rule, without a doubt. Now, you can pay $64 to $65 for the $40 contract, or if you pay 56 to 57 for the $50 contract, you're paying a little more than the 90-10 rule, but it is a contract that is 56.57 versus 64.65, somewhat cheaper. Anyway, let's go with the 50s just for nice round number purposes. If you did go with a $50 Nvidia contract, let's write that up over here. Nvda, Nvidia, the stock is trading right now at about, let's call it $100 a share. $100 right now. All right, that's what's trading at. Now, if you want to buy a Jan 2026 expiry contract, a $50 contract, that will cost you right now about, what did I tell you? Where's that thing? About 50, let's call it $57. 57 bucks, okay? So that's your cost. So that, of course, is a 100 share contract, so that's going to equal a price of $5,700 out of your pocket. So you got to put up $5,700 to use that as a weapon to write calls. Now, you can buy 100 shares at $100 a share. You got to come up with $10,000. But on a poor man covered call, you come up with $5,700 you can write an option instead of using $10,000 to write an option. Okay, let's just do this here. Times 100 equals $10,000. All right, there's the comparison. I hope you can read that. All right, so you're $4,300 cheaper to write a contract. All right, well, now, Uncle Bruce, you're saying, Uncle Bruce, what kind of money can I bring in if I write an option on Nvidia? Okay, let's take a look at something really close by. We have tomorrow is the 9th of August, and last week was the 2nd, and next week is the 16th of August. That is the third Friday of the month. So let's just say we wanted to write a contract for the third Friday of the month. Okay, expiry in 8 days, because today is a Thursday. Next week, Friday, we have expiry. We want to write an out of the money call option against this option. That's a poor man covered call strategy. Which one should we write is the question. Okay. What if we wanted to write a 105 contract? Let's say we wanted to sell an August 23rd expiry. That's for 2024. 105 contract. 105 call. Okay. That's a call contract. Okay. A call sell right there. Okay. Can you read all that? What can we bring in right now on a 105? You would be paid about $2.30. So 230 times 100 shares, of course, that contract will be worth $230. Okay. Now you're bringing in $230 against $5,700 for 8 days. Is that worth your while to write? Is that worth your while? Should you consider writing this contract and bringing in $230 for 8 days, which includes the weekend, by the way, on your $5,700 commitment? Well, look at it this way. Let's say the shares don't go to 105 by next Friday, and they're sitting between 100 and 105 bucks a share. Your contract is worth $5,700 a week from now. It doesn't move very much, but this contract dies worthless. The stock doesn't get to 105, and so you keep all $230. How much money did you make on a percentage basis? 1% is $57. 2% is 104. 4% is 208. You made over 4% on your money in 8 days, which means, of course, by the next Monday, the 17th, by the 19th of August, you can write another contract for a week or two and maybe bring in another 4%. So if you can bring in 4% every 8 to 10 days, do this 3 times a month, you're bringing in 12% a month on your money. So a 12% return here, bringing in 3 of these, $690 a month on this, it's not bad income. Pretty good return on your money. You need $5,700 though to buy another one of these, and bringing in $230 at a time. You're not going to be writing another call to write more calls very quickly, because this return is very slight. But this is just an idea of an 8-day trading strategy. Auntie Jen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm
working the math.
Well, I thought I'd work the math on a poor man covered call on Nvda.
Sure.
Stock's trading at 100 right now. You want to buy 100 shares, you need 10 G's.
What a nice round number.
If you want to buy one call option it's good until January 26th, it's a $50 call. It's $57, so it's $5,700 cost instead of $10,000 in cost, and you can write a call against it. I mean, if you write this call option against these 100 shares, you're getting 2.3% on your money. You write this against this one here, you're getting about 4.5% on your money for 8 days. That's not bad. 8-9 days. Not a bad deal. Today's Thursday. Next week, Friday, these die. Theoretically worthless. If the shares go up to 105 or 106, you're going to get exercised on this contract. First of all, this contract here will be $6 more valuable. This will be a $6,300 contract that you own for $5,700. You're up 10% on your contract and more. This contract at 106 is worth $1. So on Friday afternoon at 106 a share, you're going to buy this back for $1.25, because it's only worth $1. You got $2.30 for it. You're still making $130 profit or $110 on this, but you made $600 on that. You're actually up $710 in value and in money.
And in cash.
Cash and prizes. Cash and prizes. Your prizes are worth more. Not bad.
Tell them what they get, Johnny.
What do you get, Johnny? Look, if this stock goes to 107, from 100 to 107 by next Friday, this contract is worth book value $107. It'll be probably trading at it'll be trading at about what instead of 57, you're trading at $64 a contract, $65 a contract. You're going to be up $800 on this contract. And at 107 for the stock, this is worth $2. This contract, you can buy this for what you sold it for. You break even on the contract, but you made $700-800 on your contract in value. You're now going to write a new contract next Monday, but you're not going to write a 105. Stock's trading at 107. You're going to write 112s, 115s for 2 weeks out. Congratulations, you're getting richer, even if the market is moving against you. Oh, does this?
How does that?
How do these people do that? People ask me. Your relatives are asking you, how in the world are you making money writing
The market's
contracts?
going down.
I thought you wrote a $100, $105 call option. I saw the stock go up $7. You got to be losing your ass because you wrote a 105 contract. You got to be losing your money. And you're going, actually, no, I'm up $700. How is that possible? Well, this is right here. Thank you very much. Auntie Jen, how you doing?
I'm good.
All right.
We have an odd morning.
Do we?
Yes, it's very foggy out.
Mm.
And I think we might have a little smoke. Can't see the hill.
Mm.
Yeah, it's very ethereal looking.
Well,
Yes.
it is that.
It's that odd diffused light
It's what it
that
is.
we're getting this morning.
It's
Yeah.
what it is. Well, in a week and a half, we're not going to be worried about Alberta weather. We're going to be worried about
We're
New
not
York
going
weather.
to worry about that new water restriction coming back at the end of August.
Yeah. And we're going to be worrying about what's happening in New York City
Mind
for
you, we
4
don't
days.
really water our outdoors anyway.
We're in an apartment building. What do we care? Exactly.
Exactly.
What kind of bagel should I have today?
I
have
don't know.
thoughts.
Okay.
I have
Ooh.
thoughts.
Who knows what this could be? It could be sardines. Who knows?
Today, I would like to have cheese slices on my bagel, except
Oh, okay.
there's something I would like done instead.
Okay.
So, would love it if you toasted that bagel really nice and crispy,
Yes.
as you always do, and then give it the old butter smear there. 2 slices of that marble cheddar cheese,
Yes.
but don't nuke them.
Okay.
Just put them in the middle. So put the one bagel half on top of the other bagel
Okay.
half, cut them in half. So
So you're having a cheese sandwich.
I'm having a cheese bagel sandwich, but
Okay.
the bagel will remain crunchy.
The
because
bagel, I know,
it
it's
won't
the
be
nuking.
nuked, and
It's
that's
the nuking.
what I want to
know,
avoid.
I know.
And I'll go
But
with
the
cheese
heat of the
Louise.
bagel will heat up the cheese.
If you get it on there quick enough.
It's a delicate balance.
And the
isn't
other
it?
game to play, and this is a delicate game, is when you
Okay.
put the cheese slices in the microwave on a plate for about 10 seconds.
Oh.
And then you put that on top
Okay.
of the bagel.
Well, if we're going to get fancy here,
Ooh,
I could put the cheese slice in a pan and fry it up a little bit. And then just slide that puppy onto your bagel.
if that's doable.
Well, we'll see.
I'm open to all possibilities. What do you folks think
Greater
out there?
minds than us.
What kind of bagel? How should Uncle Bruce have his bagel today?
What are we going to do to that cheese?
Richard, good morning,
Richie.
Auntie Jen, Bobby, Auntie Jen, Hector,
Hi,
Salamanca.
Bobby.
That's a 4% return in 8 days.
Yes.
That's right. It is a 4% return in 8 days. It's called
It's not
making money.
Shabby.
Yeah, it's called not shabby, making money coming in. Yes. Morning. Uncle Bruce sounds good, but I don't want to mess with my margin account. Look, folks, only if it's comfortable will you do a trade like this.
Yes.
Is Alberta still
Yeah,
on
we
fire? Parts?
Oh,
yes.
God, yes.
Indeed.
We're still
Square.
on fire from last year.
Yeah, we have fires
Yeah.
last all winter. Splayer, good morning, Auntie Jen. For me
Good
today,
morning,
it's time for a
Splayer.
salad without lettuce, just tomato, cucumber, tuna, and lime juice, and a half fresh lime on the
Ooh.
top.
There you go.
Wow, bagel
There
time,
you
Splayer.
go.
Jay Gill, hi, Auntie Jen.
Hey, Jay.
Lissy, Alberta, a Philadelphia cream cheese on a bagel. There's something for you to consider. I know. Yeah, I know.
I know.
Well,
You're not a big Philly
yeah,
cream cheese guy.
not really. No,
I loves me.
No,
Loves me a big old schmear.
I tell you, I experiment more with my diet when I'm on a cruise ship because of the buffets.
Yes.
I see food there
And-
that I
and you
don't
can-
usually make.
You can take like one spoonful.
That's right. I could say, well, let's try this. Ooh, that's pretty good. Let's get more
Where-
of that.
Oddly,
Yeah.
I refuse to make one spoonful.
That's that.
That's weird.
Well, let's give this
Okay.
a try. Auntie Jen, I'm
We'll
up
see
for
what
it.
it looks like.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm excited to be part of it. Look, folks, this is a strategy here that can work for some of you. For some of you, it's not going to work at all. For those of you who have, you got 10 grand lying around, you could buy 100 shares. You got 100 grand lying around, you can buy 1,000 shares, write 10 of these contracts, Bring in $2,300 on 10 contracts for 8 days. If you do this 3 times a month, you're bringing in $6,900 a month using $100,000 on stock, and you might be able to live on $6,900 or less. If you don't have 100 grand lying around, you want to write 10 of these contracts, then 57,000 will do it. And right here, you can do $57,000 purchase of these deep in the money calls. Write 10 of these at a time. Bring in 2,300 on a between now and next Friday, assuming they are worthless, or you buy them back for 30 cents and write another 10 for 260 for a week and a half. But you might be able to bring in $690 to $700 a contract times 10 contracts, 6,900, 7,000 a month from Nvda using $57,000. Now, those of you out there who want to quit your day job, here is a situation to look into. If you are capable of doing 8 of these at a time, then you're bringing in $1,900 3 times a month. That's $6,000, 5,700 to 6,000. Is that enough to quit your day job? Can you get by on writing 6 at a time? 6 times 230 is $1,400 times 3 times $4,200 a month. Is that enough? Each of you has your number. So you might need 57,000. You might need 35,000. You might need however many of these you are acquiring. And again, if you can acquire 1 or 2 or 3 of these and just do this option writing, where you're bringing in about 700 a month, 3 times a month, that's 2,100 a month. Every 3 months, just leaving the money in there, every 3 months, you can add one of these more to your arsenal. And now you've got 4 of these. Now you're doing, a few months, a month or 2 later, 5 of these at a time. When you get to 10 at a time, and you're bringing in 7,000 a month, you're adding one of these every month if you don't need any of the money to live on. If this is inside your a sheltered account or what have you, you can do this kind of writing. Fantastic. But if it's in your margin account or cash flow account, you can bring in 2,300 every 8 to 10 days, 3 times a month. You can pull this through. On average, you're bringing in almost 7,000 a month. You can do 20 of them, you're bringing in 14 a month. It's all relative. It's the same trade. I keep coming back to this one thing. It's the same trade every time. And these are 5 out of the money contracts, 105s. I'm not talking about writing $120 contracts for 8 days of time. I'm 5 out of the money. You might have to do a rollover on this. If the stock goes to 110 in an awful hurry, you're going to buy these back and write 112s, 115s, and you might have to go out 2 weeks in time forward than you thought. Well, I'm sorry, you're up $10 on these contracts because your stock went up $10. So you're not losing here. You're just rolling this forward to stay in a premium position. It's okay. Nicely done, folks. This is a suggested. This is just what's available to you anytime on any stock. But with Nvda now at about 100 a share versus 1,000 a share, you couldn't have possibly thought about ever writing call options with $1,000 stock unless you did credit spreads. Where here you can do deep in the money, poor man cover call option strategy writing with $5,700. This is a big difference. Remember too, if you do have $5,700 lying around, you can do say $10 credit spreads on calls or puts on Nvda. With a $10 credit spread, you can do 5 at a time. And if you do 5 $10 credit spreads on Nvda puts that die next week Friday or calls that die next week Friday out of the money, you might find that you can bring in $200 in credit. You might be able to bring in $200 in credit on a $10 spread 5 times. That's $1,000. And if you did that 3 times a month, you're bringing in $3,000 doing credit spreads, which require more of your attention. But you can bring in $3,000 per month doing that strategy. You can now add 3 $10 credit spreads a month to your writing capacity. Because every $1,000 you put together, you can write another credit spread with a $10 spread. This is another way to roll your way forward into self-employment. Goodbye day job. So this food for thought. Just saying. Thank you all. Thank you all. Lizzie, back in December 23, I sold a SoFi January 2025 $12 cash secured put. Couldn't find any decent rollover and got assigned today. The premium was $355. You win some, you lose some. Shrug. Beach Boy, Auntie Jen, help. Take me with you to the ocean. I'll squeeze in the suitcase, says Beach Boy. I'll do anything, please. A cruise now, just what the doctor ordered, and lemon pie, of course.
He'll be in my carry-on.
Look at the shit. He's going to be in Jen's carry-on. Tom, I've been a member for
Just
6 months on this man's channel. Hi,
Nice.
Bruce. The 100, 110 Nvidia credit put spreads we spoke about last night expire August 23rd. Fold arms until next week. Looking at option chain can move out 2 weeks for no cost. I like the idea.
I like the idea of no
moving
cost.
going forward 2
Always
weeks.
give yourself time.
I like that. If you can move with lower strikes, I like this plan. Yeah, look into that closely. Absolutely. Jen, so you fried up the cheese.
I did.
Uh-huh.
And then tried to get it to lay flat on the bagel, which didn't work.
So the bagel's nice and crispy.
Bagel crispy.
The cheese is all melted.
Yes.
Let's figure this
What
out.
do you think? It's going to cool off quickly, I think. Is it okay? It's not too greasy, kind of?
No.
Okay.
It's great.
Okay.
Real cheddar.
I didn't want to fry it. You know how you can fry it to make like a cheese potato chip?
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it
Yeah.
that much.
That's where you got to take 4
There you
slices.
go. Okay, well,
No, this is pretty good.
we'll work on this one. Yeah.
Melted cheese on a crispy sesame seed bagel. Always a winning formula.
Always winning. Always a winning formula.
Yeah. I don't see this as a problem situation whatsoever. Where are we at right now, kids? We've got this market up 500 points on the Dow, guys. We're looking good.
Bye, everybody. Enjoy your Thursday.
Thank you, Auntie Jen.
Is it a hand? Is it an octopus?
What is it? 654 on SoFi, up 22. Thank you very much, SoFi. Keep going. Nvidia 101.50 up 258. Nvidia going up. Right here. It doesn't matter what the stock price is. You can put this poor man cover call strategy together with stink bids to buy, stink offers to write all the time, and your results will vary. No question about it. Now, of course, if you got into this strategy, let's say today, and during the day tomorrow, Nvidia went down to $92 a share. Even just an intraday pullback. These 105 calls will not be trading at $2.30 if the stock gives up $8. They will immediately drop by half their value without any doubt whatsoever. And you could at any time buy these back for $100, $120 less, theoretically. And if you did, you could turn around and immediately write a $100 call option instead of a 105, or fold your arms, see if the shares during the day rally a bit as the market starts a little recovery, and Nvidia comes back to $97 or $96.50, $97.50. You might rewrite this contract for $1.90. You bought it back for $1, you wrote it for $1.90, and now you're folding your arms again, and you're going, okay, drop from here. You can day trade these contracts once you've created them. You can swing trade these contracts once you've created them. You can get out of the 105 and now wait for a little rally in the market and now write 103s again to take capital off of this capital that you've committed. You brought 100 in this morning, and then you brought 225 in again this afternoon, and you're waiting until tomorrow to see what happens. The stock opens on a down dip, and that $220, $30 contract is $1.10, $20, $30. You might buy it back for another $100 gain. and sit back and go, okay, what's the next one I'm writing? Stock recovers somewhat, come back to where it was. You rewrite that 103 or rewrite a 105 or start writing 102s or 106s. You'll determine that. You might write a contract in 2 days from now for the Friday after that and start going that distance. As each day goes by, you will adjust your writing strategies to pull in dollars. And if your game plan is every time I can pull $100 out of these contracts, I'm taking 100 off. Either 100 at a time, 500 at a time, because I wrote 5 of them. I do 10 at a time. I take $1,000 a time off this trade. This is a very active, can be a very active trading way to play this market. Just go with the flow. You got a deep in the money call for Jan 26. You're going to be writing a lot of calls against those calls. And whether you pull in $100 bills, $200 bills, $150 bills, wait a week for the depreciation, do rollovers to stay ahead of this market, you're an option writer. And so you're going to be working it. There's many a way to play this thing going forward. We're at 21.10 on GameStop. We're still 13 cents below the high of the day. SoFi is 6.52, up 20 cents. We've hit 6.57 so far on SoFi today, and we've traded 6.2 million shares so far. Okay. The Crunch has nice acoustics, says Bobby. Beach Boy, is it a spider? Brian, 128. Good morning, everyone. Love to see the whiteboard in the morning. Splitter, I can only agree with Bobby Atkinson. There you go. Welcome all to the program. Welcome all to the show. Oh, it's bagel time here in Calgary. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, these are so good. The more volatile a stock can be, the more of these you're going to run into. And if on a Monday you're writing options that expire that Friday, you know in 4 days or less you're moving. You're moving. Buy back, write another, roll over, write another, whatever you're doing. You might be doing a trade a day all week long. You might be buying 10 of these calls and writing 10 of these calls at a time, and you're in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out all week long. Because if Nvda wants to give you $5 swings every day, you might be forced to do trades every day where you're forced to take money off the table. Remember, you're writing an out-of-the-money, worthless contract. These are worthless, and you're bringing in this kind of cash. Thank you very much. Brian is saying, I'm looking at a 97, 98 put credit spread on Nvidia. You can get about 39 cents for this $1 spread. You put up 10 of these for 1,000, you're getting a 39% return. Is this correct? Innate? Yes. Yes. It's true. Mike Smange, SMS, does anyone know in which class Bruce talks about rolling? I don't feel like I fully understand how to properly roll out of a losing contract. Love to improve my understanding. Check the titles on my classes. There's several. I've done several classes on rolling because there's more than one. Mike is saying I made it through the first 4. Yeah, Mike, you're probably looking at 7, 8, 9, 10, and up. 17 classes await, my friend. They await you. You're going to learn all about this, and you're going to get way more sophisticated as an option writer the further down the class roll you get. Thank you, sir. You got it, Mike. You got it. Early days. Definitely. 653 on SoFi. We're up another penny. Go, SoFi, go. We're up 64 in AI. The Dow is up 495. Nvidia 101.13. Giddy up. There are Nvidia put credit spreads, call credit spreads, $1, $2, $3 spreads. Where if you can write 50 $1 spreads, that's $5,000 in commitment, and bring in a 30-something cent credit. That is serious. A 39-cent credit on a $1 spread 50 times. You've just reduced your risk to 61 cents on the entire position times however many you're writing. So you're dealing with a $3,500 risk trade using 50, but your upside is the 39 cents times 50 contracts. Thank you very much. You were under no obligation to write a put credit spread for a $1 spread. And now you have to wait until the end to close it out. You bring in 39 cents. And tomorrow, day after tomorrow, Tuesday of next week, that spread is down to a dime. You can walk away from that and take the 29 cents and say, thank you very much. And you might turn around and write another $1 spread for the next Friday for 39, 30, 43 cents, whatever you can find, because you're watching the option chains. And you go from you closed out with a 29-cent gain, and now you're taking on a new trade to try to make another 29, 39 cents, 35 cents again. 50 times. Thank you very much. Yes, this is the business. Whether you're doing 50 or 100 at a time, or 15 at a time, or 5 at a time, it's totally up to you. $1 million volume on GameStop. It's crazy. They were able to sell 125 million shares into that market. Genius move. Genius move. 4.2 billion cash in the bank. GameStop. Pretty smart. No one on Wall Street gives them credit for that. Nobody. No analyst says well done. Not a single one. Tesla's up 489. Nvda up 278. Thank you. Meta up 1350. Look at GameStop. The high of the day right now, 21.25. Right now, just as we talk about it, 1.1 million traded. We're at the high of the day on GameStop. We're up 42 cents on 1,100,000 shares. Is there anything for sale? No, nothing. No, nothing there. Look at your SoFi, 654, kids. SoFi's moving up. Do you think the second quarter numbers will show some interest profits from the 4.2 billion? It'll begin to show it. It will begin. Because they did all this, a month ago, kind of in it. These next 3 quarters will show a lot of cash coming in from interest. Oh, sure. We don't know what they're doing with the money yet, but they're pulling in interest. I know that. What? GameStop, high of the day, 21.34 now. Up 50.51. Thank you. AI up 82. The Dow up 550. SoFi 655. Nvda 101.83, almost up $3. Rocket Lab up 19 cents. We're getting buying in here. We're getting buying into this market. Go, baby, go. SoFi 656. Thank you. $6.56, $6.57, the high of the day on SoFi, 6.7 million. GameStop, 21.37 on 1.2 million, 21.39 now, another new high. We're moving higher on the GameStop shares with very little volume, nothing to stop this stock. There's just nothing offered. 100 here, 105 here, 200 shares here, 170 here, one share here. Very little for sale on GameStop right now. Green candles on GameStop right now. Green candles. Oh, that's good. Wow. Fantastic. SoFi, 655. Thank you, markets. Keep them coming. I say $500 risk on ELF put spread until next Friday. I received 49 cents yesterday, times 3. Earnings today as well. Just about 10% per 500 for a week at the most. Nice return, weekly return. Nice, really, really nice returns. These 4% returns, 5% return, 10% returns, they make a difference. You start putting a few of those together, you're building capital and you're building option trades. You're going to write more of them and more of them, which just increases the cash coming in. It's a difference maker, no doubt about it. Brian is saying today, Uncle Bruce, today is potentially an OPEC's tailwind day, which means they have to settle their trades from T plus 34 trading days ago. There was lots of volume that day, just a theory. Let's see what the stock does. Well, yeah, lots of theories. 21.40 on GameStop. 21.44 is a high now, up almost 60 cents at this point. So we're improving there. SoFi 655, up 23. The high today 657, 6.8 million. And so SoFi is slowly inching along higher. AI is up 82 cents. That's inching higher. 24.22 now. Dow's up 538. Nvda is up 335 at 102.26. The high of the day, 102.32. We're at the high of the day on Nvda. There you go. Very good, very good, very good. The Rocket Lab up 18 cents. Matterport up 9.5. We got Apple up 240. Tesla up 560. Google up 368. Microsoft up 692 now. Meta up $13, Amazon 160 gain, and Netflix up 14 big ones today. The spiders are up 868, and the triple Qs are up 954. Super Microcomputer 267 on the down dip, $490 a share. Uber up 183. Adobe up 1177. The AMD now 133.26, up 459. That's the high of the day here. That is a little bit of an improvement there. If it can break through 136, 36.50, that will make the highest level since last week's 139 range. We break through that 140 level on AMD. That will be a bit more of an improvement. It's got a ways to go yet, though. We'll see how that plays itself out. I think that's way oversold myself. Unity up 34, Enphase up 358 right now. Spire's up 75 cents. Moderna up 245, Cisco up $1. Got some definite moves up here. We're moving higher on IBM up 429. Pfizer's up a nickel. HPQ up 70 cents. Home Depot up 333. These stocks are moving to highs of the day now. Vanek Semiconductors 788 higher. Goldman up $9. Boeing up 477. Target up 165. JP Morgan up 350. Look at Costco, $29 uptick today. There is serious money coming in from large investors here. Walmart up 88 cents. That's a Dow component. Looking good. All right. Royal Caribbean up 580. That's another one moving higher. So there you go. 560-point gain on the Dow Jones with the markets moving higher. 2148, 2150 on GameStop has just been hit. We're pushing that 65-70 cent gain range. 656 on your SoFi, 1 penny away from the high of the day there. Definitely going higher on the markets right now. And I don't see it stopping. I really don't. I don't see a major collapse on the way. The VIX is down 260 here to 25.24. That's a good sign as well. So the indicators and the risk, the volatility indexes are backing off nicely. Very, very good. Recession fears have been quashed today because of the jobless claims data. It went very well. Very well. Interesting to see what's going on here right at the moment. 656 on SoFi. High today, 657. And SoFi now is pushing 7 million volume on the session. Okay, everybody. You got a lot to keep your eye on. And, keep me posted on how you're doing. And we'll stay on top of these markets with you. If any of you want to get together for a one-on-one, you let me know, and we'll try to squeeze you in here during the live session today, and we'll see if we can get you straightened out or help straighten out any trades you're working on. Thank you again for hitting answering my poll question today and hitting the thumbs up button today. We're now shooting 134 thumbs ups. They're coming in still. Thank you. If you're watching a rerun, hit that thumbs up button. On the poll question, 170 now. Looks like about 170 responses. I think that Hans Gruber from the movie Die Hard would have been an options buyer or an options writer. Buyer, 54%. Writer, 46%. Pretty close to a 50-50 split there on the Hans Gruber question of the day. Thank you again for participating in everything here on this channel today. Much appreciate you all for coming through here and being with us. Great to have you around. We're looking at now, quick update here. Rocket Lab is up now 18.5 cents. SoFi up 23 to 656, up 70 on GameStop, 21.53, right at the high here. Very good. We're up 12 on Matterport now. We've got an 83-cent gain on Spire to 10.59. That's a correction there. ATIP is up about 20-something cents. We got Apple up 250, Tesla up 580, Microsoft up 680, Google up 366. All sound gains. Amazon up 197, Nvda up 371 now to 102.60. Meta up 14.76. There you go. We got a definite up move going on in the market right now. Thank you all for joining me and being part of today's show. It's a 1.4% gain on the Dow, 1.9% gain on S&P, and 2.2% on NASDAQ. This is good. This is a very good gain. 360 points on NASDAQ. The VIX down 270 now. It's 9.7% lower. Very good. Oil only up 36 cents. There it is. That's our story. I'm sticking to it. Thank you guys for being with me today. Thank you. Thank you, Brian and Bobby and Splair. Howdy, partner. Richard Carlin, thank you. Brian, Lorraine, thank you. 135 thumbs ups. Thank you. James of the Misty Tree, the big E with a Z at the end there. Yeah, neat. Thanks, Bruce and Jen. Monday we'll be trying our first Tim Hortons in Thunder Bay, Ontario. You gotta tell me all about that. Looking forward to hearing it. Try the Boston cream. Try the apple fritter. Get yourself a large double. You'll be fine. Whatever way it works. Fabulous, everybody. Thank you. Go SoFi. Go GameStop and everything else. Get richer, everybody. Keep me posted. If you want a one-on-one, you let me know, and we'll try to fit you in as best we can. Thank you all for joining me today. This is Bruce from Calgary and Auntie Jen from Calgary. saying we'll see you a little later, and we'll definitely be here tomorrow morning. Okay, guys, keep it going. Get richer, please, and thank you very much, Brian. And buy a bacon BELT on an everything bagel there. Hector, neat, 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 neat. Larry Titus, neat, neat. Pete Diesel, neat, neat, neat. Don't forget that. Thank you, everybody. We'll catch you later. All the best. Bye for now.